Trump National Security Advisor John Bolton. The report suggests that the raid is part of a documents-related investigation. The operation took place at around 7 a.m. at Bolton's home in Bethesda, Maryland, and was carried out under orders from FBI Director Kash Patel. Shortly after the raid began, Patel wrote in a cryptic post on X, "No one is above the law," or at FBI agents on mission. The development comes days after John Bolton weighed in on U.S. tariff policy. His comments came a day before the high-stakes summit between President Donald Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin in Anchorage, Alaska. Earlier in a conversation with NewsX World Focal Length, John Bolton said that Trump's an anomaly and that his stance on tariffs does not represent the opinion of Americans. Let's take a listen in.
Sure. Well, if I were in Moscow or Beijing, I would certainly try and take advantage of what's been happening on the tariffs. These are unforced errors by Trump, and so it's perfectly clear that others will try to advance their own causes. So I think the best I can say really is think long term here and understand that Trump really is an anomaly. His views on tariffs, his views on a lot of things are not reflective of where I think the majority American opinion is, and I think that will be increasingly clear.
John Bolton has been outspoken about the US president's recent tariff measures. In a post on X last week, he wrote, "When Trump slapped tariffs on India for buying Russian oil, but not China, which also purchases Russian oil, it may have pushed India further into the Beijing-Moscow axis. This lack of focus by the Trump administration is an unforced error." John Bolton, who served as Donald Trump's third national security advisor for 17 months, frequently clashed with President Trump on issues regarding Iran, Afghanistan and North Korea, as per the reports. We are joined by Raymond Vickery, who is a former U.S. Assistant Secretary of Commerce. He joins us live from Washington, and also Ross Feingold joins us for the discussion. I want to go to you first, Raymond. What do we know about this so far? And given Kash Patel's cryptic tweet, obviously we can't speculate here, why would a raid like this be going on at one of Donald Trump's former very important members of his administration?
Well, thanks very much for having me. I think that there is a very, very deep concern in the United States about these sort of retaliatory measures being taken by the Trump administration. It is true that in national as well as international relations that values must be taken into account. Rule of law, freedom of speech, those values which are common to great democracies like India and the United States. This measure is directly contrary to those values. It is retaliatory on its face for John Bolton being a very effective critic of the Trump administration and of Donald Trump himself. It has been shown many, many times that retribution is one of the key elements in the Trump strategy to increase his own power in the United States. With John Bolton, of course, it's particularly galling to the president because John Bolton was the national security advisor for a time during the first Trump administration. He has impeccable conservative and Republican credentials. He is not someone you can characterize as left-wing. So it's very important to Trump to be able to crush this kind of opposition, just as he's tried to do with the courts, what he's tried to do with institutions of higher learning, indeed any center of
Yes.
effective criticism. So it's now time for great democracies to adhere to values and help us in the United States, as opposed to standing aside and saying, well, it's none of our business.
Ross, if you could briefly weigh in on this as well. What's the significance behind this?
For John Bolton, there's potential legal exposure. Clearly, the FBI agent was able to swear out an affidavit that justified a federal magistrate in the United States, agreeing to issue a search warrant. So at a minimum, this is going to cost John Bolton a lot of money because he's going to need to hire some very expensive lawyers in Washington, D.C. But beyond that, it's also going to invigorate this battle that's been going on between traditional conservative foreign policy experts versus the views of people in the Trump administration. And one way that manifests itself is in the discussion about Ukraine. Traditional conservative foreign policy views tend to be to support Ukraine against Russia for a variety of reasons. Ukraine's a democracy, Russia violated its sovereignty. But the view in the America First MAGA era is that the United States shouldn't be bankrolling Ukraine's security, and that's really a job for the Europeans. So I definitely think going forward, we're going to see more of that cleavage in the conservative world about what U.S. foreign policy should be.
Ross Feingold. Raymond Vickery, thank you very much for joining us on the program. Pleasure to have you on. Ross, you are staying with